Hello! This video is going to cover everything you need to know to get ready to do amazing for the Week 2 Stats Review quiz. So first of all, this quiz will cover these five tests right here. So your only options for this test are going to be correlation, Spearman nonparametric correlation, chi-square, independent samples t-test, and ANOVA. You will have one of each. So you're going to have 5 questions on your quiz, and you will have one of each of these. So quiz requirements, it is open book, open notes. JASP must be used. So this is absolutely mandatory. JASP has to be used, and you must include all JASP statistical output clearly labeled with the question number in a Word document and submit it as the last question in the quiz. Not using JASP on the quiz will result in a significant point reduction, regardless of whether you have the correct answer or not. So very important, JASP is mandatory. Also, statistical results must be written in APA format. Not writing results in APA format on the quiz will result in significant point reduction, regardless of whether you have the correct answer. And that is really important. Main parts of this course are using JASP and being able to write up the results in APA format. Because of that, I do provide all of that information for you. So the same information that is in week 2 is also, or in week 1, is also in week 2, and that's right here, the statistics review. So everything you need to know is in this folder right here. So for example, and I used the chi-square example already when I did the live lecture for week 1. So for week 2, let's use this correlation. So when I say, that it needs to be written in APA format, what you can do is take this handout, watch the video, and if you go through the video, I explain exactly not only how to use JASP and how to interpret the results, but once you get closer to the end, right here, you can see that I have the written results. So those are the exact written results. It's got more videos there, but those are the exact written results and exactly how you would write up a correlation in APA format. And that's really important. Now also remember, you still need to include the null and the alternative hypothesis for the quiz. So for the quiz, the first thing you would do is say, what type of test are you doing? What is the null and alternative hypothesis for that test? You would then provide the JASP output in that Word document, and then you would write up your results in APA format, which is shown right here. So for each one of those tests, I've got how to write it up in correct APA format, how to interpret everything. So all of that information is right there for you. So that way you can do absolutely amazing on your quiz. So coming back down to the quiz, it is due Sunday of week 2. I posted the password in the announcement. So getting started information. So once you open the quiz, you can go in and out of it as much as you want, as long as you do not submit the quiz. Obviously, it is still due on Sunday of week 2, but otherwise you can go in and out as much as you want. You can type your answers in a Word document and then transfer them into the quiz. And that's actually a really good idea because this is to prevent you from potentially losing your work or answers. Students, at least not recently because I started giving this advice, but in the past I would have students who lost their work because they were typing it directly in Blackboard in the quiz. And so I strongly recommend type it out in Word, then copy and paste it into the quiz answer. One thing though is make sure to double check the statistical letters that need to be italicized are still italicized. So for example, down here, like an F and that P both need to be italicized. So make sure that when you are copying and pasting from Word into Blackboard, make sure that you double check that they're still italicized. Also add all JASP output once again to that Word document with your answers. You must submit a file with your JASP output to the last question on the quiz. So when you look at the quiz, the very last question will have, please submit your Word document. You will need to do that. If you don't do that, you will potentially lose a lot of points, regardless of whether you have the right answer. I need to see that JASP output. Also, do not rely on your knowledge from previous statistics course or what you find online. Review the live course presentations and the handouts and videos in the statistics review folder in weeks 1 and 2. Everything you need to successfully complete the quiz can be found there. So that's just kind of the getting started. Now, some hints and tips. So first of all, for the hypothesis, make sure the hypothesis is written correctly for the statistical test. I provide examples of this in the course handouts and on all the summary handouts. So basically, don't just make something up. You don't have to, this sounds bad. I'm not saying you don't have to think about it, but I literally provide you exactly how to word your hypotheses. So please just use the information I've provided so that way you don't even have to worry about it. Statistical results have to be in APA format, and I say that again and again just because I know I'm going to get some students who don't do it, and I hate it when I have to take off points even though they got the right answer. So it really does have to be in APA format. Examples of how to do this are provided once again in that statistics review folder. Make sure to italicize all important statistical letters, for example, F, P, T, R, the X squared for chi-squared, etc. Clearly state if the statistical results are significant, not significant, and if you reject, fail to reject the null. Those are two really important pieces of information that need to be in your write-up for each answer on the quiz. Include any needed supplemental results. For example, Levine, post hoc testing, Shapiro-Wilk, as appropriate for the statistical test. Information on what is needed for each statistical test and how to correctly interpret these results can be found on the course handouts videos in the statistics review folder. Once again, use of JASP is mandatory. You've got to use it. Providing JASP output for each question is also mandatory. And I know I said that a bunch, but I just want to make sure you got it. So I think this is it. Otherwise, good luck, and you're going to do amazing on this quiz. But if you do have any questions, if you're just having a lot of problems, please reach out. Because remember, I want you to do wonderful on this course. So don't hesitate to reach out if you are just really having a lot of problems with it. Or just if you're thinking, I just really am not sure, please just reach out to me. I don't want this to be a bad experience for you, and I want you to get a lot out of this course. So let me help you. Have a great day, and I'll see you in our next live class.